Did you know that your Jeep has a secret weapon? Guess what? It's not the emblem that makes a Jeep a Jeep. It's also not this 7-slot grille and round headlights, although that identifies a Jeep. Come with me. I'll show you. Right there. There it is. Jeep's secret weapon. Welcome back to Jeeping for Beginners, folks. Once again, my name is Josh, and today we are talking about Jeep's legendary four-wheel drive system. Before we get too deep in it, I just want to welcome all the newcomers to the Jeep family that are tuning into this channel to get that little bit of advice right before they get a chance to actually go out and experience the Jeep for the very first time. If that's you, then hit the like button and put a comment down below, because I'd be curious how many people are actually new to this world that watch these videos. But like I said, we're talking about the four-wheel drive system. Now, the reason we're covering this topic, and it's a topic that we've covered multiple times on this channel, is because you really should be very, very familiar with how the system works and why the system works the way that it does before you take the Jeep off-road. It's not like Subaru's all-wheel drive system. It is nothing like Toyota's four-wheel drive system or any of the four-wheel drive systems, for that matter, that are on the market, because this one is specifically designed to get you to a foreign place off-road safely. Now, I am going to focus a little more heavy on the Rubicon model. The reason being is because that is the off-road package and the one that I personally recommend if you are going to spend the majority of your time off-road. So let's talk about what's unique to Jeep's four-wheel drive system, especially on the Rubicon, and why it's considered Jeep's secret weapon. You see, there are many vehicles on the road that have a four-wheel drive system or an all-wheel drive system or some sort of a safety system in there to help you with bad weather or to help assist you in low traction situations. But none of them compare to Jeep's four-wheel drive system. And that's because Jeep's four-wheel drive system is designed purposely for hardcore off-road use. So in this video, we are actually going to discuss why the four-wheel drive system on a Jeep Wrangler, especially on the Rubicon model, is a secret weapon when it comes to off-road driving. First, we're going to talk about the components of Jeep's four-wheel drive system. Okay, you've got three major components that play a huge role in your traction ability off-road. The first component is going to be the transfer case. Now, what this unit is designed to do is take the power that you are sending through your transmission, and which naturally goes to your rear wheels, and diverts some of that power to the front wheels. The other two components that are very critical in your four-wheel drive system are your axles. The rear axle, which controls your rear two wheels, and your front axle, which controls your front two wheels. Now, we talked about what makes this unique to the Jeep. And the biggest thing that makes it unique is this is the last and only vehicle on the road still operating with what's called a live axle on the front end. So the rear axle and the front axle are straight axles, meaning they're tougher, they're stronger, they're beefier, they can handle more abuse, and transferring power, believe it or not, is a lot easier. Now, inside of your axles on the front and the rear are what are called differentials. Those differentials take that torque that you're transferring through your transfer case between the front and the rear axle and splits that torque to the right side or to the left side to ensure that power goes to where it should go. Torque is a squirrely little thing, and it will naturally go to the path of least resistance, but we're not going to get that deep into it. Instead, as a basic understanding on how your four-wheel drive works, when you shift that lever into four-wheel drive, you're telling your transfer case to back off about 50% of that power that's going to the rear axle and send it to the front axle so you can gain the traction you need to continue moving forward on your journey. So I mentioned that I was going to talk specifically about the Rubicon Edition, and here's why. Your four-wheel drive system could stop right there. Okay, transfer case sends 50% of your power to the front axle. All four wheels have the opportunity to grab traction, and you're gone. But torque is a squirrely little thing. She likes to find the path of least resistance. So if one wheel starts spinning, sadly, that's where all the power is actually going to go. So if you really want the best off-road traction, the Rubicon model offers lockers. So inside of your differentials on your rear axle and your front axle is a ring and pinion or a set of gears that change the direction that it's spinning so that your wheels will spin in the right direction. However, a locker sits right in the center of that. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into the technical jargon here, but basically what it does is instead of allowing torque to make up its own mind and go wherever it wants to go, it actually splits that power and locks it to both wheels. So now 25% of your torque that you're delivering from your engine is going to every wheel that's on the vehicle with your lockers engaged. But there's one other feature that this vehicle offers that not a whole lot of four-wheel drive vehicles on the market offer, and that is a second stage to that transfer case. You see, I'm sure you've noticed when you bought your Jeep and you look down at that lever that it has 4 high. It also has a 4 low feature. See, now that transfer case is not only taking 50% of that torque that's going to the rear axle and send it to the front, but it's also multiplying that torque at a much lower gear ratio so that you don't have to overwork your driveline to get the maximum amount of power to the wheels and get you over that obstacle. So now again, here's the beauty of the Rubicon model. If we're going to compare Jeep's four-wheel drive system and its low-range capabilities to just about any vehicle on the market that also has a low-range capabilities, then here's the difference, okay? 99% of the time on a low-range capability of any four-wheel drive system, it's usually multiplying that torque by 2, maybe as much as 2.5. Okay. Meaning that it's about a 2-to-1 or 2.5-to-1 gear ratio drop. But the Rubicon takes it one step further. The Rubicon drops it down 4-to-1. 4-to-1, which means it is multiplying the torque that is through your driveline by 4 before it sends it to your wheels. And that's where the secret weapon on the Jeep Wrangler comes in. So just to put it into a little bit of perspective, and I'm going to use some numbers here that some people may not fully understand, and that's okay. You're more than welcome to ask questions down in the comments or shoot me an email, which is linked in the description down below this video, and we can definitely dive a whole lot deeper into it. But on a standard four-wheel drive system, on a Chevrolet, a Toyota, a Dodge, even on some of your lower model Jeeps, whatnot, with a 2 or 2.5-to-1 transfer case means your final drive ratio is about between 50 to 55-to-1. Okay, now, again, that may not make sense, but I'm going to throw this number out there and explain why the Rubicon has that secret weapon. That 4-to-1 transfer case that the Rubicon carries that multiplies that gear ratio puts a final drive ratio at about 96-to-1, which basically means that with very little effort and probably no throttle, you're sending so much power to the wheels, you could just sit back and relax, and the Jeep is pretty much just going to go. Okay, so there's the tech. We don't need to go any deeper than that. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that it's a secret weapon. The entire four-wheel drive system on the Wrangler is a secret weapon. Your live axle is stronger than pretty much anything that's out there. Your transfer case has the ability to multiply that torque lower than just about anything that's out there, and that allows you to turn those bigger tires with ease off-road and conquer just about every obstacle that you're going to face. And one final note, guys, using the four-wheel drive system in your Jeep can be a ton of fun. And honestly, it's probably the reason why you bought it to begin with. But you have to respect it for the power that it is. If you want some hands-on training and some hands-on experience on how to use it, and you happen to live local to the Nevada, Arizona, Utah, or Southern California area, then why not consider joining me on one of my hands-on classes where we actually cover this with each individual before we even hit the trail and talk about reading the terrain, setting your air pressure, and making sure that you're using the tools given to you properly for the trail that you're on. There's a link right in the description below for my website, which is www.jeepingforbeginners.com. Check it out. I promise you, it'll be one of the best things that you invest in as a newbie owning a Jeep, in learning the comfort level of not only what your Jeep is capable of doing, but what you're comfortable doing off-road as well. Jeep's secret weapon is its legendary four-wheel drive system. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, folks. Once again, this is Jeeping for Beginners, and my name is Josh. I am here to help and here to answer any questions that you may have. Feel free to put it in the comments down below this video or shoot me an email at yasmarproductions@gmail.com. In the meantime, folks, we've got so many more awesome videos to come, as there is so many more areas that we could go out and explore with our Jeep branded product. So stay safe, happy Jeeping, and we will see you next time. All right, folks, so I hope that that was informative as well as entertaining. Like I said, if you'd like to do it hands-on, please join us in one of our classes, but I don't want you to take my word for it. See, I put this little video right up here just for you to watch. This is a compilation I put together of some of the students that have taken our classes. Let them tell you what that's all about. Of course, if that doesn't interest you, I handpicked this video for you too. So you can always click over there. Either way, I'll see you on the next one.